Here's a look at a recap of your markets on this Monday, the second day of June. We've deciphered all of the numbers from the crop progress and condition report, and we'll take a look at those here shortly. First, we'll take a look at what was happening at the auction barns around the state this week. Slaughter cattle auction at the Springfield Livestock Marketing Center, 570 head this week, compared to 2 weeks ago. The slaughter cows were $2 to $5 higher. Slaughter bulls today, $7 to $12 higher. The breaking and boning slaughter cows, $149 to $161. Some high dressing cows up to $168. Lean cows at $130 to $150. Some low dressers at $107 to $130. Slaughter bulls, the average dressing bulls from $178 to $209. The high dressing bulls from $209 to $230.50. An individual bull weighing 1,920 pounds, non-traditional, $244.50. And for the sake of doing the math for you, that figures up to right shy of $4,700 per head for a slaughter bull. Taking a look at Joplin Regional Stockyards, got their mid-session market. They're expecting 12,000 head today. Of course, they didn't have a sale last week either. The calves this week under some pressure, partially could be attributed to the extreme heats, which is going to make handling those unweaned calves pretty difficult for the time being. The steers under 600 pounds, 5 to 25 lower this week. Heavier weight steers stay to $7 higher. Heifers under 750 pounds, 5 to 10 lower. Heavier weights there steady to $4 higher. The steers, medium and large ones, 4 to 500 pounds, 375 to 460. 5 to 6 weights at 364 to 410. 6 to 7 weights at 328 to 378. 7 to 8 weight steers at 295 to 338. 8 to 9 weights at 289 to 301. 900 to 950 pound steers at 280 to 285. The heifers, 4 to 500 pounds, 370 to 430. 5 to 6 weights at 315 to 382. 6 to 7 weight heifers, 299 to 340. 7 to 8 weights at 272 to 293. 8 to 9 weights at 269 to 283. Box beef cutout values, choice down 34 cents, ending the 11 consecutive day streak of closing higher. Monday's close at $3.66 even. Select was up $1.46 at $3.58.11. That makes the Choice Select spread $7.89. Volume today, 122 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. Negotiated feedlot trade, only a couple hundred head reported so far today, not enough to test or establish any kind of a market this early in the week. Last week, 81,483 head. The weighted average price on the live sales, $230.75. That was up $3.52 from the previous week. Dress sales, $368.47. That was up $6.26. Taking a look at the Mercantile Exchange, live cattle closes. June up $1.07, $216.55. August $211 even, up $165. October at $209.20, up $180. August feeder cattle $301.75, up $292. September $300.90, up $320. And October $299.07, up $337. That CME cash feeder cattle index, based on an 800-pound steer, up through the 12-state feeding region, back over the $300 mark. It was up $1.83 today at $301.13. Lean hogs for June, $100.85, down 47. July was up a nickel, 104.97. August, 105.90, up 87. Before we get into the grains, we'll take a look at the crop condition and progress report. Pasture conditions in the state of Missouri currently setting at 87% good to excellent. Soybeans, 79% complanted. That compares with 63% for the 5-year average. Soybean condition currently at 69% good to excellent, 27% fair. Corn basically got that crop in the ground now, 97% complete. That compares with the 5-year average at 94%. Conditions, 74% good to excellent, 21% fair. Wheat condition, 75% good to excellent, 21% fair. There was about 1% marked at harvested in the state, but so far harvest really hasn't started yet here in the state of Missouri. Hay progress. Other hay, 29% harvested now. That's just slightly ahead of the 5-year average of 25%. Alfalfa hay at 55% complete for the first cutting. That's about 10% ahead of the 5-year average. Taking a look at the cash grain markets today at the elevators around the state. Soybean bids were 8 to 12 higher, wheat 5 to 8 higher, and corn 6 lower to 32 higher. Corn bids in St. Louis, 461, Kansas City 446. Soybean bids, St. Louis 1054, Kansas City 1033 to 1063. Wheat bids in St. Louis 539 to 542, and Kansas City 534. On the Board of Trade, corn contracts, July down 5 3/4, 438 1/4. September at 420 3/4, down 2 1/2. December down 2 3/4 at 435 3/4. Soybeans for July 1033 1/2, down 8 1/4. August at 1027 1/4, down 9 1/2. September at 1007 3/4, down 10 1/4. November new crop beans at 1017, down 9 3/4. Wheat contracts, July 539, that's up a nickel. September was up a nickel at 553 1/4. December at 575, up 4. Soybean meal for July down 2.5 or down $2.40 a ton, $293.90. Soybean oil for July down 61 cents a hundredweight at 46.28. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's your farm news. This is Tony Hancock.